thousands of people took to the streets of downtown SLO to participate in the 3rd annual Women's March.
There has been a record low count of monarch butterflies at the Pismo Beach Butterfly Grove.
Finally, rain and wind welcome students back to a new quarter. But how much did Cal Poly get? Mustang News starts now.
Broadcasting from Swanson Studios, you're watching Mustang News.
Welcome back, Mustangs. We hope your new year and winter quarter have started off well. I'm Emily Hilsinger.
And I'm Sarah Whitmore. Thank you for joining us today, Wednesday, January 23rd. Here are our top stories.
Hundreds of cities across the nation took part in a march for women's rights on Saturday, including our very own San Luis Obispo. Reporter Leah Castillo has the story.
Over 5,000 people gathered Saturday morning in downtown San Luis Obispo to raise their voices in support of women's rights and social equality. The Women's March is a national movement that stemmed from a protest against the 2016 presidential election. This year's SLO Women's March theme is Truth to Power.
Everyone you burn is back.
While many were in attendance, there was about half the amount of people than the first SLO Women's March, which saw an estimated crowd of 10,000. The national movement has been criticized under accusations of anti-Semitism. However, the local Women's March chapter encourages inclusivity.
This is the most intersectional movement that we have ever seen in the United States, where people of all different belief systems, all different nationalities, all genders are coming together to unify.
Some demonstrators are marching against the current presidency and to end the government shutdown. Other activists voice their support of the Me Too movement and to celebrate the increase of women elected in the 2018 midterms.
We're not alone. We get to see people out here with all different causes, right? But we get to collectively come together and recognize each other.
For Mustang News, Leah Castillo.
Receiving health care just got easier for low-income women in need through a new Cal Poly initiative. Kate Hardesty has more.
Uninsured mothers and infants can now get free medical care on the go in a new partnership with Cal Poly. Working with the SLO Noor Foundation, patients in Santa Maria and Guadalupe can get help with obstetrics and gynecology, women's health, family medicine, nursing, and pediatrics from a mobile clinic.
Are going to provide prenatal care, annual checkups like the pap smears and the breast exams, prenatal care for women with no insurance, and it's going to be free.
Local nurses and doctors staff the clinic, which is entirely funded by private donations. Cal Poly students will conduct research from the center with the goal of improving maternal and child health.
It's providing the research part, the education part, the mobile health unit, and the coordination of everything.
Sponsors hope that access to prenatal care will lead to fewer pregnancy and delivery complications.
There's a need over there.
Kate Hardesty, Mustang News.
No appointment is necessary at the Mobile Health Center, and sponsors are exploring the possibility of offering services in San Luis Obispo County.
Thousands of people go to the Pismo Beach Monarch Groves annually to see the monarchs, but this year there's been a huge decline in the number of butterflies. Reporter Rihanna Butler has the story.
The Pismo Beach Monarch Grove, which is not only a destination for migrating monarchs, but also a popular tourist location, has seen a huge decline in the number of butterflies in the past few years. The decline is attributed to many different factors, such as the loss of their habitat, milkweed, the weather, and the butterflies' changing migration patterns. As of early January, the recorded count was a sparse 3,077. The low count has Pismo Beach Monarch Grove volunteer Colleen Baird concerned.
I am aware of the decline in training. They've showed us the numbers that actually go back even beyond that. They've been monitoring the grove and the population for many decades now, and it has gone down tremendously.
And while the situation regarding the diminishing amount of butterflies coming to the grove may look dire, not all hope is lost. Many parties, such as Cal Poly biology professor Dr. Francis Villablanca and some of his students, and the Xerces Society of Invertebrate Conservation are both conducting research at the Grove and are trying to help repair the monarch population. While we weren't able to speak with Dr. Villablanca, he did send us information on the research and work the Xerces Society is doing. They just put out a call to action, which is 5 actions you can take to help increase the monarch population. Number 1. Protect and manage California overwintering sites. Number 2. Restore the breeding and migratory habitat in California. Number 3. Protect monarchs and their habitat from pesticides. Number 4. Maintain and restore migratory paths outside of California. And number 5. Answer key research questions about how to best aid Western monarch recovery. Xerces Society Executive Director Scott Hoffman Black summed it up best when he said, "Can we promise that monarchs will recover and fill California's skies again? Sadly, no, but we are not going to be the generation that witnessed this loss, stood by, and did nothing." For Mustang News, I'm Rihanna Butler.
And now we have Lindsay with our weekly weather.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Morris. After the break, I'll have a recap of the recent rain and your weekend forecast. Stay tuned.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
I, Krista, take you, Jamie, to be my wife.
When we found out that we were pregnant, we were just elated. We were just sitting there waiting for the pediatrician. She said she won't be taking you in as a client.
We are a lesbian couple, but she's just a baby. She's the one you're denying the service to.
Mrs. and Mrs. Jimmy at the debut.
I came from 5 generations of teachers. Losing my job was the bottom falling out of my world.
Welcome back. I'm Lindsay Morris with today's weather in San Luis Obispo. As you can see, we have a high of 67 degrees and a low of 47 with 0% chance of rain and 43% chance of humidity. The winds are 13 miles an hour, and here is a little breakdown of North County's temperatures today, mostly ranging in the low 60s up until 68 here in San Luis Obispo, and then the lows are all in the low 40s. In South County and beyond, we have mid to high 60s for our highs, and then for the lows, we have mid to high 40s. In the beach cities, we have really good weather if you're looking to go to the beach, mostly high 60s and high 40s for the lows. And here is the weekly breakdown of the weather. With this weekend, we have great weather, and 74 and 73 degrees are the highs. And next up, we have next we have Hallie with sports.
Of rain, wind, and cool temperatures didn't stop business sophomore Tanya Tong from promoting the Student Leadership Institute in the UU.
Like, UU was actually really empty for once. And
Tong said the series of storms put a damper on the start of winter quarter.
It's been a downer, especially having a 7 a.m. as well. Walking to OCOV is not very fun from PCV.
Since January 5th, San Luis Obispo has seen rain on and off for most of the month. Cal Poly recorded over 4 inches, bringing the year's total to 11 inches. Despite all the rain, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration says the Central Coast is still in a moderate drought. As storm clouds blow across campus, bringing showers, biology senior Audrey Jarsis knows grasses around SLO will be greener on the other side of these storms.
I mean, it's always awesome when SLO gets super green again, especially like I have a lot of field labs, so it's nice to go out and actually see it like full of life.
Last Thursday, Cal Poly students saw the last bit of rain after 2 weeks of winter storms. But in the forecast for the next 2 weeks, sunshine and warmer temperatures. Connor McCarthy, Mustang News.
That was a little story on the recent rain we've received in San Luis Obispo, and now over to Hallie with sports.
The Cal Poly men's basketball team's slow start to the season continued as the team entered conference play and lost their first 3 games. The team's first conference loss game during a road game at UC Santa Barbara, the Gauchos outscored Mustangs 65-56. For the second game, Cal Poly returned to Mott Athletic Center to take on Cal State Northridge. A strong second half by the Mustangs forced the game into overtime, but CSUN outlasted Cal Poly for a 78-74 win. Senior guard Donovan Fields tied his career scoring high with 30 points in the game and became the 24th Mustang scorer more than 1,000 points at Cal Poly. Over the weekend, Cal Poly traveled to UC Davis to take on the rival Aggies and led by 9 points at halftime. But the Aggies outscored the Mustangs 53-32 in the second half to keep Cal Poly's losing streak going. The women's basketball team also kicked off conference play this month and has run into their struggles of their own, winning just 1 of the last 4 games. So far this season, the women's basketball team has lost all 3 of their road games and won only their home game. Their first loss came in a game to UC Irvine 75-59. Cal Poly led Irvine at the end of the first quarter, but Irvine put together a strong third quarter to take the lead. For the next game, Cal Poly took on UC Santa Barbara at Mott Athletic Center in another blue-green rivalry match. Guards Di Staley and Maddie Willett combined for 31 points for the Mustangs, and Cal Poly's bench outscored Santa Barbara 19-4. Cal Poly won 75-67. In the next 2 road games, Cal Poly lost to Long Beach Fullerton and CSU Fullerton. When we come back, find out what unusual material Cal Poly students used to build a canoe.
Meals on Wheels gives me a chance to be totally selfless. More than the food itself, a lot of seniors don't have family. So just to have someone to talk to, just to say, hey, how was your day? That means so much more than a meal could ever mean. We have to look outside of ourselves to be that lifeline to other people. It's worth it.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
I, Krista, take you, Jamie, to be my wife.
When we found out that we were pregnant, we were just elated. We were just sitting there waiting for the pediatrician. She said she won't be taking you in as a client.
We are a lesbian couple, but she's just a baby. She's the one you're denying the service to.
Well, it's only up from here for the Mustangs. Best of luck in your matches this weekend.
I know, yeah, it looks like it's going to be a beautiful weekend, 72, 74, thanks to Lindsay with that weather. Sarah, what are your plans for the weather?
Thank you so much for joining us today. Remember that you can catch all the latest news at mustangnews.net. I'm Sarah Whitmore.
And I'm Emily Hilsinger. We'll be back with you tomorrow.
Now we get to turn and talk to each other.